Morning! This is your favorite teacher, Princess Mel, and today we start our history for term 3. Hello, South Africa! We love you! So, I'm sure you have realized that our topic is going to be about South Africa. And it's all about democracy and citizenship. So, this has a British flag on the back, which is part of our history because we were a British colony long ago. But we became the Republic of South Africa. And so I'm so excited about this topic. Okay. We're also doing different things about democracy in South Africa in our Hello as well. Hello. What is your name? Let me just cover this little light because it's blinding me. Okay, so Osisikaleli Africa, Manupakamiso Ponoayo, Izoimitanda Soyetu, Kosi, Sikalela, Tina, Lusapawayo. To be continued when we do the anthem. Now, guys, my special tiara on here today, but guess what I'm wearing? Just for this special occasion, I'm wearing my Miss South Africa sash. Okay, just to commemorate South Africa, our beautiful country. So let's get started. So get this party started on a Monday morning. I don't know what morning it is for you right now, but for me at the moment it's Monday. But let's get this party started. And we're not talking about a political party just yet. That's still to come. Okay, so let us now go to share screen. And we're going to go to our textbook, page 142. Okay, and there you have page 142. Oh, look, Nelson Mandela. Hey, looking so happy. Ooh, wonder what he's doing. I wrote a letter to my lover, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it once, I dropped it twice, I dropped it 3 times over. No, I don't think that doesn't look like a post box. IEC. Now I've heard of the votes for American Idol. America's Got Talent. IEC. Oh, wait! He's voting in the elections. Independent Electoral Committee. IEC. Say it with me. IEC. And what does it stand for? Independent Electoral Committee. So they organize the elections and all the ballots and the boxes and the screens and the little place that you stand when you put your cross and you put your vote in. And that is Nelson Mandela putting in his first vote ever. Wow. Okay, it says there Nelson Mandela of the African National Congress, or also known as the ANC, was able to cast his vote in South Africa's first democratic elections in 1994. So we were not a democratic country. And then from 1994, we became democracy. Let's see what it says here in the introduction. For many years, South Africa had a government that made unfair laws. people who were not white were not allowed to live, study, or work where they wanted. I would have put a 2 in there, where they wanted to. They could not move around freely. They could not mix freely with white people. Sounds weird, right? People who were not white were not allowed to vote. This was called apartheid. Apartheid came to an end in 1994 when South Africa became a democracy. And a democracy means that every single person from the age of 18 over who is a South African citizen may vote for the government and political party that they would like to choose to be in power. Now, if you see that date, 1994, now think about, you guys are in grade 6. What are you, like 12 years old? So you were probably born 2008, 2009, maybe a couple of you 2007, right? So you did not grow up in that era. Era means a time in space, a time in space. I'm not talking about there by the planets, but a time in history. And yeah, so you might think, well, maybe your grandparents or your parents have told you about what apartheid was like and what it was like to live in that time. And I would, you know, like if you think of today, there are extremes. So on the one side, you've got the extremes of people who hate people on this side. And in this side, extremes of people who hate people on this side, based on color, race, gender, religion, those things that I spoke to you about in ALO, in the bullying. It's called discrimination. But for the majority of us, we are South Africans. We're not looking at race, gender, religion. We are South Africans. We are proud of our country. We are proud of our nation. And we just want to live a peaceful life. And we want what is right. What is right is that for every person in South Africa should be able to live where you want to live, study where you want to study, do the job that you want to do, earn a fair wage, be able to bring up your family, and for everyone to be treated equally, right? That would be fair. Okay, and then next little para. In this topic, you will learn what democracy and citizenship mean. You will find out how South Africa has laws to make sure that all its citizens have equal rights. You will learn how people are expected to behave responsibly. Because you can't just be, oh, it's my right, it's my constitutional right, it's my human right, it's my children's right. No, it goes along with behaving responsibly. You will also learn more about South Africa's national symbols and how these symbols help South Africans feel pride in their country. When you look at this flag, you just feel, oh, I love my country, right? I love South Africa. I was born here. I will die here. Don't even talk about going anywhere else. Princess Mel is staying right here in this beautiful country that God created for us. Put me here like a little seed. I'm growing here, and that's where I will wither and die. Okay, but that sounds very morbid. Okay, so for today, all that we're actually going to do, to have a look at these questions which you're going to answer in your book, all right? And then I would like to tell you about an open book Moodle quiz. And here on my Zoom lesson, this list, my planning, Princess planning notes, okay? And on the 27th of August, we are going to have a little Moodle quiz about democracy and citizenship. So basically on these pages 1, 2, 142 to 145, a little test. And it's open book and it's out of 10. Okay, that is the, tell me what date of August? There you go, the 27th. Well done. Okay, so this is the activity you're going to do in your book today. Activity 1, remember we always have a date, we have a heading, understanding South Africa's history, and then we always have a subheading, which is activity 1, page 143. All right, 1. What does the word apartheid mean, and how do you think apartheid affected people? All right, so you must then explain in your own words that apartheid is when people of different races were not treated equally, the laws were not fair, there were people who were not white were not allowed to live, work, study wherever they wanted to, they were not allowed to travel to wherever they wanted to. And how do you think it affected people? Obviously, that gave them a sense of sadness, just unfair. It would make me angry. Like, who decided that the color of your skin suddenly means that you can have this and you can't have that? And so tell me how you think it affected the people. Why do you think it is important to learn about the history of our country, even about things that were unfair or wrong? And then you want to explain to me that we should learn about our history because we want to know where we came from. We want to know how the country started. We want to know how things developed and how they used to be in the olden days. And why do we want to know about what went wrong as well? I would think, and you can have other reasons as well, but include in those reasons that we look at it so we can learn from our mistakes. And it's just like science. Science is never standing still. Science, we're learning new things every day. Like, okay, now Pluto is not a planet. Sorry, Pluto, you're too small. And they've discovered another planet now. And it's changing all the time. I mean, people used to think that the Earth was flat and that you would fall off the edge if you kept walking. And we have developed since then. So it's the same thing with history. How do we develop in our history of our country? We learn from our mistakes and we do things differently and better. And we just try to make a better generation for the generation that we are living in. Okay, then it says, look at the photo on page 142, which is our picture of Nelson Mandela casting his vote. Remember, it's not for American Idol, okay? Okay, A, who is the man with the paper in his hand? I want full sentences. The man with the paper in his hand is Nelson Mandela. Capital N, capital M, please spell correctly. Okay, because the name and spelling is in the textbook. B, what is he doing? Okay, he is placing his first ballot paper in the voting box for the very first democratic elections ever in South Africa, where every person 18 and over of any color, race, religion, gender, South African citizen could vote for the first time, and that is called democracy. Why do you think he looks so happy? Well, number one, he came out of prison after 27 years. So I think that's a very big reason to be happy. I think he's really happy because what he wanted and what he fought for in the beginning, he has accomplished. I think he's happy because the country can now be at peace. And it was at peace. We were all very worried, like, how are things going to be? And it was such a success. And there was the president at the time, President F.W. de Klerk, he fought for this to happen and for Mr. Nelson Mandela to be released. And then the two of them were co-presidents of South Africa. And you're going to learn more about Nelson Mandela, but I want you to go and Google and see what his life was like. And if you can watch that movie, I don't know if it's got the same name as his book. Just trying to think of the name of the movie. The book is Long Walk to Freedom, but I'm not sure about the movie. But if you watch that movie, you will see how his life went and how everything happened. Because every year when I teach this, a lot of the kids are just like, I ask them, why was Nelson Mandela in prison? And I don't know. They just don't know. So you need to go and find out some more history and more details. We don't do that many details in grade 6, but you need to go and find out. What was he fighting for? What was his job? Oh, he used to be a lawyer. What happened that he landed in jail? Oh, there were bombs that were planned and exploded and people were killed. And so he was seen by the government at the time as a terrorist. And that is why he was imprisoned. And then you'll just see how things developed. But when he came out, it was, he could have been all bitter and twisted and angry, but no, he brought peace to us. He brought hope to us. And he made us all feel like we can do this because we actually love each other. And like I said, yes, he has an extreme of people that are full of hatred. But for the majority of us, we love each other, we want peace, we want to enjoy our beautiful country. Okay, then 4A, what is a citizen? Now, a citizen is not just someone who was born in South Africa, because that is a citizen. You were born in the country. But you can also be a citizen if you hold a South African passport. And that you can be from another country. And then you would have had to have lived in South Africa for a certain amount of time. I'd like you to go and Google how long you need to live here to become a South African citizen. And then you can get a South African passport. And then you too will be able to vote. All right? I know in England it's 5 years. And then you can become a British citizen. I actually think America's 5 years as well, but correct me if I'm wrong when you do your Google search. And there you've got a massive American history test to do in court and answer questions before you're allowed to be a citizen. So yeah. And what does it mean to be a good citizen? And there you just write me a little paragraph of what you think. I mean, a good citizen is someone who knows their rights and knows the law, keeps the law, doesn't commit crime, and behaves responsibly according to each right. There's an added responsibility. Behaves well. I would say a good citizen cares for the other citizens of South Africa and is not selfish, but is part of our South African pride and Ubuntu, and is just someone who just wants to make the best of our country, doesn't litter, doesn't commit crime, doesn't incite violence or, ruin and damage anything. So yeah, that is what you're going to answer in your book today. And if you don't finish, you can carry on next time. Okay, so stop sharing the screen, Ms. Pfeiffer. And there I am back. Aussie Sikalele, Africa. I'm looking in the wrong place now. Sorry, I must look at the camera. So I will speak to you next time. Love you lots. And over and out. Everybody clear the film set, please. Even you, Miss Pfeiffer, please go back to your wardrobe room and change into your next outfit for the next video. And that's a wrap. And